up and I stopped.
Do you know the first time I ever took medication, why I was?
The tour.
I was drugged out. I was on opioids. 2 days after I got off of opioids, and I was addicted to opioids.
Then let's have a conversation. But you ain't gonna send Harley Pasternak, Puff.
I know Kanye don't come from a bad place.
Right.
And when he talked about the drugs, the mental drugs, I've had an episode of that.
The suspicious hospitalization of Jamie Foxx has taken the internet by storm. But it looks like Kanye West is afraid of none, as he recently revealed it was none other than his personal trainer Halley Berry, who has been loading him with substances for a long time. He even exposed that Jamie Foxx's medical emergency was just a stage drama, and he has actually been wrongly medicated by someone who attempted to do the same to him. But don't worry, as we have all the nitty-gritty details about that someone. So without further ado, let's get into it. Harley has been the personal trainer of many celebrities including Kanye West, Lady Gaga, Rihanna, Halley Berry, Katy Perry, Alicia Keys, and many more. But Kanye West recently accused Harley of medicating him so that he could make him a puppet and get him to act like a well-behaved celebrity. Kanye further exposed him for mind-controlling some other celebrities without them knowing. If you all remember, in 2016, Kanye West was forcefully hospitalized for alleged sleep deprivation and exhaustion. He was taken to the UCLA Medical Center for psychiatric evaluation. But what was actually disturbing was that at that time, he was at his personal trainer Halley Berry's home. After receiving a welfare check call in the afternoon, law enforcement in the vicinity checked on West. At the time of the conversation, West was staying at his personal trainer's house and acting erratically. In November 2022, Kanye sent a barrage of tweets, including one accusing his former personal trainer of mistreating him and medicating him, which sent him to the UCLA Medical Center. Fans started speculating that something was wrong and Harley must be behind Kanye's mental situation. To which one of the fans commented, "Harley in this tweet is Halley Berry. This is the same celebrity trainer who reported Kanye in 2016 and ended up with him handcuffed in an ambulance. He's not just a normal trainer, he worked for Canada's Department of National Defence, specializing in drug research. He handles many celebrity cases, although it appears Kanye's training has failed for some reason." In the barrage of tweets he sent, Kanye started off with him proclaiming that he would be talking to nobody for a month. A scribbled message in the picture said he was embarking on a 30-day detox, which included a verbal fast. There will be no drinking, no explicit films, and no intercourse. That verbal fast, on the other hand, didn't last long. Following that, the rapper tweeted, "You can't be anti-Semite when you know you were Semite," along with a screenshot of a Shade Room post about Kanye previously sharing a Bible post. Mind you that Halley Berry is actually Jewish. That the follow-up of these tweets was something more shocking. Kanye then posted a text message he purportedly got from his former personal trainer, Halley Berry, in which Berry threatened to have the rapper institutionalized again. The text message was from Harley to Kanye, in which he was giving Kanye two options. First option was to sit down and have a nice and open conversation with him.
And have a loving, open conversation, but you don't use cuss words. And everything that is discussed is based in fact, and not some crazy stuff that dumb friend of yours told you, or you saw in a tweet.
But the next option left fans horrified. He threatened to send Kanye back to a medical camp and make him a living zombie where they medicate celebrities to a point they are devoid of their emotions. They alter their mental state and make them their puppets. Not only that, this was Harley's definition of a well-behaved celebrity. Kanye captioned the tweet with, "What should be obvious by now is that I was raised to stand for my truth regardless of the consequences." Kanye added, "So I will say this again. I was mentally misdiagnosed and nearly drugged out of my mind to make me a manageable, well-behaved celebrity." He then continued in his thread that he was even threatened to have his children taken away by tweeting, "I was told that if I expose the truth of the bad business practices, everything is gonna be taken from me, including my black children." West further claimed that Harley was aware of his apparent Jewish origin, which the Jewish trainer later denied. This shows Harley admitting to knowing the truth of our origin, but then later dismissing the facts within the same text chain. Mind you, this is how a Hollywood trainer speaks to a far more influential black celebrity when we get out of line. Kanye wrote in the caption, "Fans were left terrified for Kanye when they saw these tweets. Many of them came out in support of Mr. West." One of the fans commented, "This is actually terrifying. Who is this dude that has this kind of control to talk to someone like this? Especially someone like Ye. This really needs to be looked into." After these explosive remarks by Kanye, Harley went on to cut all ties with West, accusing him of being not mentally well. He told Newsweek, "I think Kanye has a history of mental health issues, and it appears that he's probably going through an episode right now. If people continue to give him a platform to discuss hateful, anti-Semitic rhetoric, they're complicit, so I applaud Facebook and Twitter." But no one is unknown to the atrocities of the Hollywood industry. Many have already come out and revealed the dark stories behind it, including Dave Chappelle, Mariah Carey, and even Jamie Foxx. Kanye once made a shocking revelation about how celebrities are labeled as crazy one after another. It's because the elites switch up their medication and make them go insane. The elites behind the industry try to medicate and get celebrities addicted to drugs so they can control them.
It's like they could have just switched to medication. And on the news, they would have said it was because of a mental.
Well, it is not the first time Kanye came forward with his accusations about the industry. He once revealed that Hollywood elites are always looking out for ways through which they can control you and traumatize you.
Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
Kanye West also mentioned in one of the podcasts how he was misdiagnosed and was ready to be put on medicine. He said that they were too ashamed to inform him how much lithium was in it. To the point, he stated that he had no choice but to deny the prescription or he would not be here. But
I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me, and they when I asked them how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly, it took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed.
It's not only Kanye who has been speaking about medication and addiction. After Jamie was hospitalized for what was reported as a medical emergency, many were speculating whether it was staged or real. Some sources claimed that he had a stroke and his condition was very serious, but many didn't believe it. One of the YouTubers came forward and made a remark saying Jamie was not hospitalized for any natural health condition but was actually doped.
Foxx had a medical condition. It's called dope.
Jamie Foxx once explained how he got addicted to DRGs and got scarred for life. When discussing this challenging time in his life, he mentioned Kanye and said that he understands that Kanye is not wrong for that as he went through it himself. He said that he understands how hard it is.
Don't come from a bad place.
Right.
And when he talked about the drugs, the mental drugs, I've had an episode of that.
In one of the published interviews, when he was asked about his substance abuse, he explained how hard it was for him to live like that. He said, "How did it make me feel? Like living in your worst nightmares." This nightmare followed him both inside and outside the hospital. He began to see things in a different light and got more tense. You're afraid of the dark, afraid of things you see on the television. You feel that things are coming at you. I felt paranoid, and paranoia is craziness. It's not good. Jamie struggled to deal with his severe addiction and the resulting health problems. He could have thought he was going to die if his friend hadn't interfered. Jamie recalls, "My friend stayed at the hospital with me. Then he took me back to the dorm and I was afraid of the dark, and he would talk to me every night and calm me down and say stuff like, 'You're okay, the demons aren't real, he saved my life.'" Jamie's significant adverse effects from extensive substance usage persisted for a year or two after the occurrence. He feared he had irrevocably harmed himself and would never be able to recover from this setback. He spoke about that difficult period in his life. "It felt like all of my fears were coming true and I was going crazy." He shared, "I read up on PCP after it happened. It leaves a fingerprint and you can't get it out of your system." What happened with Jamie Foxx sure left the fans in grief. Many are praying for his early return in industry, but it absolutely looks like he is being silenced after he spoke against the elites. Whether it's Kanye or Jamie, we hope they continue to unleash the dark truths behind the closed doors. That's it for today, folks. Until next time, goodbye.